Responsibility is a two-way street. October 5, 2014. It makes no difference what era you are living, there are many people learning life lessons, developing the skill to distinguish between personal karma and karma of others. It is very easy for you to carry another dear soul's karma, and for the most part you do it unknowingly. You might be reaching out to another, to help them, to listen to them, or to just be there for them. When you carry the burdens of another, their karma ends up latching onto you. There are so many dear and wonderful sons and daughters of God that have images of their own self-worth imprinted into their minds and how they are to connect and help others by taking on their troubling issues. It is possible to help another dear soul without taking on their burdens and troubles. Just imagine how liberating it would feel, inside and out, to be free of all that unnecessary baggage. Shouldn't the person that has the burdens be responsible? We are not encouraging any of you to stop being kind and considerate to others, as it is as natural as breathing. But you can limit yourself to what you are able to help and not go beyond that line. Karmic debt and agreements that are manifested from things you commit yourself to offer the most confusion. Every time you reach to help another dear soul who has less than you, you are doing the work of God, but it is essential, dear ones, to not take away the lessons that life has given them so they may grow and further develop from the experience. If you take away all their troubles, you only truly prolong the inevitable law of cause and effect from coming. It is important, dear ones, to develop a neutrality around others and their issues that are not your responsibility. Yes, continue to be supportive, but remember you cannot command the process or the outcome. They must learn to make conscious decisions and understand any outcome of their troubling situation is not your responsibility. How one chooses to proceed in any situation is their responsibility, no one else's. When helping others, remember responsibility affects both of you. Allow the one you are helping to be responsible, and to take responsibility for yourself. When you feel you have taken too much of another person's burden as your own, it is important to sit down and determine what it is that you are responsible for. Helping another dear soul is a choice, and yes, you are responsible for the choice, but you cannot force the outcome. You are responsible for your ability to heal yourself, to ensure you are taking care of your physical health. In your modern era, there are many doctors and specialists that offer radical new treatments and ways of improving health and lifestyle. You are given the choice to choose which health professional you want to listen to and how you want to educate yourself when it comes to living a healthy, safe lifestyle. When you are in a relationship, even if that relationship is strictly platonic, you have the opportunity to nurture it, to experience, and to complete the relationship that you helped to initiate. Relationships of any kind suffer when there is a lack of responsibility from either person not following through by providing a steady atmosphere of amiability, compassion, respect, trust, sincerity, and all other qualities that make a relationship work. If your personal environment is cluttered and disorganized, it is your responsibility to declutter and bring order to your personal spaces. If you feel it has gotten out of control and beyond your ability, don't prolong asking for help when a little extra help clears your personal space, making it better, brighter, and more livable. Karma has a lot to do with responsibility. There is never a bad time to examine your own personal karma by exploring all that you are responsible for, discovering where your responsibility begins and ends, and if you are treating each responsibility equally with respect, love, and appreciation. Remember, dear ones, no one else is responsible for your energy, and energy can be emitted through your thoughts, feelings, actions, words, and choices. Can you recall when you have given your personal power away, and suddenly you felt drained? No one can take your personal power from you unless you allow them. You do have the ability and the power to make conscious choices, to say yes or no and to mean what you say. Your physical body often takes the brunt of your personal power being lost. You feel pain more, stress enters your body easier, and you may find yourself with more headaches and a feeling of dis-ease. Once you take back your personal power, your body's aches and pains also improve. You are responsible for the sensations your body feels. In addition, you are responsible for your ego and how to diminish its influence on your thoughts, feelings and choices. Learning to live your life from your heart, where love flows from every cell and every pore of your being, will help you to overcome the distracting pull of the ego. And the ego has tricks. The ego has been known to fool you and make you believe in certain developments that in truth were not there. Where love is pure and unconditional, the ego does not thrive. The task is yours alone to rise above the ego and to live purely from the heart. There is so much information being freely distributed with the explosion of improved technology. As a result, you hear or read of another person's spiritual development or personal achievement, and you want it for your own. Even though you live in a world of unlimited potential, their experiences and developments are theirs, not yours. You will have your own, and they will not belong to anyone else. If your experiences are from dealing with difficult and challenging situations, then you have the opportunity to bring in the changes now that will attract more joyful, happy, and peaceful experiences. Why is it so many dear souls depend on others for their own happiness? Happiness comes from a place within. It cannot be found from external sources. Not even your spouse or children can do this for you. They may increase your feeling of love, joy, and happiness, but first it needs to be felt by you. As you meander through life, overcoming one obstacle after another, it is important, dear ones, to develop a forgiving attitude. Don't build walls from guilt or shame. Don't build walls at all. Learn to let go, to not burden yourself any further. Once you have learned the lesson from any situation, move on. Don't go passing blame on to others if something you have done goes wrong. Step up and be accountable. You might not be able to fix everything, but you can make amends for what didn't work that is still fixable. Be forgiving and be thankful for what you have learned, then move on. We see so often, dear souls, completing a project, goal, or even a step in on the spiritual quest, seeking approval from others, for another person to point out that they have ended their task. If you know you have come to the end, then know you have. Become self-empowered and responsible for your own effort in everything you do. It is nice to have someone tell you, it makes it easier, but sometimes, dear ones, you must be able to know by trusting what your intuition is telling you. As you can see, there are a lot of things that you are responsible for, including your own personal and spiritual growth and change, your dreams and ambitions and so forth. We see and feel the rush of so many trying to aspire to great spiritual achievement, wanting it done in a few minutes, in a day or two, or aiming to reach a personal goal, one that is wished was completed yesterday. When did time become a factor? When did achieving something on your spiritual journey by a certain time become more important than the journey itself? Does it really matter if another person has patiently studied, listened to the instructions of the sages, the masters, the teachers, even the gods, has achieved higher realms of consciousness or climbed higher on the ascension ladder? What is important is to remember that each of you will achieve exactly when you are meant to. It is important to stop comparing yourself and to relax and enjoy life. Spiritual and personal achievements cannot be genuinely achieved in a few minutes or hours. Some will take years, maybe a lifetime to accomplish. So much ego is present, and karma, the law of cause and effect, is very busy infiltrating herself into the life of so many dear souls. Her presence may take a few weeks, months or even years before her lessons hit home, but they do and they will. But how responsible you become with your life now can greatly reduce her effect on the outcome of any karmic debt or responsibility. When you are helping another dear soul, it is important to remember you are not responsible for their choices, their health, for how they feel or think. You are their help. Your help can empower them and motivate them to bring in the changes that would work for them. You can make suggestions and offer sound advice, but like you, they are the ones that must make the decision and understand they are responsible for their choices. Many people don't like to hear they have responsibility towards the life they are living or had lived, but in every instance there is always a choice. Even if a situation involved more than one person, choices always exist. Karma will always be a part of your life. When you do good things that are loving and caring and unconditional, karma is there to help you attract more positive experiences. And when things are not going good, and you think negatively and not make the motion to bring in change, karma will continue to help you attract even more negativity into your life until you become responsible and break the cycle of discord and disharmony and allow the light from your heart and love to shine through. Take your life by the horns, be the helpful person you can be, but be responsible for who you are and where your energy goes and what comes from it. Just by living a responsible life alone will help create a life filled with adventure, learning opportunities, and the potential to help others who are truly in need of a little help now and then. It will not be a dull life, it will be a life with attuned awareness, respect, and grace. How you get there is your choice. I am Melchizedek through Julie Miller. spiritualnetworks.com